My beloved child, I am pleased with you. I saw you when you were still in the shadow of the beginning, long before you ever knew the first light of this world. In my hands I shaped your form with the breath of life and called your name amidst infinity. You are not a coincidence, nor an accident in a chaotic universe. You are my deliberate intention, a seed I have planted in time with a divine purpose. From the very first moment I placed within you a spark of my light, a light that the world cannot extinguish no matter how fierce the storm or how thick the night. I have watched you grow amidst the noise of life where dreams are torn by reality and faith is tested by doubt. Yet even when you thought yourself lost, I walked beside you. There is no path you have taken that I do not know, no tear you have shed that I have not counted, no whispered prayer that I have not heard. In those nights when you knelt in silence thinking heaven had closed its doors, that was when I was opening another one of understanding, faith, and inner resurrection. In your own eyes you may see someone weak, wounded, and not enough, but in mine you are a masterpiece, still in progress. I do not see you through the lens of failure or mistake. I see you through the light of what I have destined. Like a potter who already envisions the perfect vessel, while it is still a lump of clay, I see the complete form within you. I know what has been broken, but I also know what will be rebuilt. I know the silent fears you dare not speak yet. I also see the quiet courage burning within you, waiting to be awakened. Do not fear silence. In silence I speak more than 1,000 words. In the gentle wind, in the breath, in the beating of your heart, my voice still whispers. You only need to stop to loosen and to listen. When you learn to be still, you will hear me speak within your soul. I do not come in thunder or dwell in the storm, but in the tender whisper of a father's call. When Elijah stood upon Mount Horeb, he sought me in the wind, the earthquake and the fire, but I was not in them. Then he heard a gentle breeze and he knew I was there. So it is with you, my child. I am here in your breath, in the quiet moments that seem meaningless in your ordinary days. You once said, Lord, I am so tired. I know. I have seen the days when you had to smile while your heart was breaking. I have seen you stand strong because no one else could do it for you. But my child, I did not create you merely to survive in exhaustion. I created you to live fully in grace, not just to exist, but to flourish in peace. Come to me and I will give you rest. Not the temporary rest of the body, but the deep peace of the soul where every fear dissolves, and you know you are held by hands that never let go. You are counting the days, waiting for a miracle, hoping to see something change. But my child, miracles are not only what happen outside of you. The greatest miracle is when you still believe before seeing. When you give thanks in the storm, that is a miracle. When you choose to love despite being hurt, that is a miracle. When you rise after falling, that is proof that I live in you. I do not seek the perfect. I seek hearts willing to be made whole. Nothing you have endured is wasted. Every trial, every tear, every seeming failure is part of the process I use to refine your soul. Just as a seed must break before it sprouts, you too must allow your old layers to break so that new life can emerge. You are not being destroyed, you are being shaped. I am deepening your roots in the soil of grace so that when strong winds blow, you will not be uprooted. I know you have often asked me for healing, and I tell you this healing is coming not only for your body but for your soul. I will touch the places you thought could never come alive again. I will breathe life into dreams you thought were dead, and they shall rise. I will bring light to corners you believed would forever remain dark. For I am Jehovah Rapha, the Lord who heals you. My healing does not come in a flash that fades, but like the dawn, slow, gentle, yet certain. My light will spread, driving out the long night within you, until your whole soul is filled with radiance. You ask me, Lord, is it too late? Have I missed too many chances? Have I ruined too much? But I say to you, nothing is beyond my power to restore. I am the one who makes a path through the sea and divides the waters for my people to cross. I am the one who turns barrenness into springs. I am the one who restores the years that the locusts have eaten. I can bring back what you thought was lost forever. Time cannot limit me, and the past cannot bind my hands. I am the one who makes all things new. I do not write two identical stories. You are not delayed, you are being prepared. When I seem slow, I am arranging something greater. When I hold you back, it is not rejection but protection from what is not yet ready. I never miss the perfect moment. When the appointed time comes, what I have promised will appear, not early, not late, but precisely in rhythm with heaven's heartbeat. I do not only desire to give you the result, I desire to give you the foundation to sustain it. A miracle that a soul is not mature enough to carry will become a burden. That is why I am training you in quietness, in patience, in faith. Do not fear the waiting for. While you wait, I am working. Like an artist adding the final strokes to a masterpiece, I am completing you. Do not look at the storm. Look at the one who calms it. Do not look at fear. Look at me, the one who holds all things in his hands. When Peter looked at me, he walked on water, but when he looked at the waves, he began to sink. Learn from this, my child. Strength does not come from a calm sea, but from keeping your eyes fixed on me amidst the waves. Faith is not the absence of fear, it is walking forward despite it. And with every step you take, I walk with you. My child, I am pleased with you, not because you are perfect, but because you keep going, because you still choose love even when you have reasons to close your heart, because you still pray even when nothing seems to happen, because you still hope even when your old beliefs have shattered. It is this faithfulness that stirs heaven. You do not need to prove anything, you only need to remain in my love. That love will complete what you cannot. It will renew your mind, transform the way you see the world, and help you realize that everything you need has already been placed within you since the beginning. Let me touch your soul. Everything you are searching for, peace, purpose, healing, flows from my presence. Let me cover you with the breath of life. Let my light drive out every remaining shadow of fear. You are being reborn not by striving but by grace. You are returning to where you have always belonged, within my heart. My beloved child, I am healing you, not only the wounds you can see, but also the fractures buried deep within your soul, the ones you no longer know how to name. There are things you have hidden for so long that you have come to believe they no longer exist, yet they still live quietly beneath the mask of composure. I see them all, and I do not condemn you for them. I touch the most painful places, not to wound you further, but to release the fragments that have held your soul captive in darkness. Healing does not come through avoidance, it comes through facing the truth in light. You cannot be whole while hiding your wounds. I invite you to bring them before me, every memory, every fear, every unspoken ache. Let them rise so that my light may touch them. I do not come to judge, I come to restore. I do not love you less because of what you have done. I love you enough not to leave you there. My love does not deny the truth, but it covers the truth with grace. Each time you cry, I do not simply watch, I weep with you. Each time you feel abandoned, I am there holding you, even when you cannot feel my arms. I have never left you, even when you have run from me. I do not abandon you in your mistakes. I stand at the beginning of your road home like the father who ran to embrace his prodigal son. I do not count your sins, I count your steps toward me. Healing does not come when you try to be strong, it comes when you allow yourself to be weak in my hands. True strength is not found in hiding pain, but in letting me hold it. I do not want you hardened, I want you soft without breaking. There are things you must weep over, release and let shatter, so that I can recreate. Just as the soil must be turned before seeds can be planted, your soul must be opened so that new life may enter. You have asked me, Lord, why do I keep getting hurt again and again? And I say to you, because I am teaching you to love without being ruled by fear. I am teaching you to trust when everything around you falls apart. I am teaching you to stand firm when your old foundations shake. I do not take away to leave you empty. I make room for what is new. Like a vine that must be pruned to bear more fruit, I am pruning your soul. You may not understand now, but every cut is measured by love. Do not fear when I take things away. I only remove what keeps you from seeing yourself in my true light. I remove relationships that make you forget your worth. I remove dreams that seem good but lead you away from eternal purpose. I do not rob, I protect. What you call loss, I call rescue. And one day, you will look back and see that everything I allowed was woven with mercy. My beloved, do not look only at the pain, look at its purpose. Remember that Joseph was sold into slavery, yet that very act positioned him to save a nation. When you are pushed out of the familiar, I may be leading you to where you were born to belong. When you are set aside, I may be preparing a table before your enemies. Nothing is meaningless when I am in it. I am teaching you to recognize my hand even when I am silent. When you see a door closed, do not despair. Know that I am opening another your eyes have not yet found. When you see things fall away, do not think I have left. Sometimes I must let you lose what is temporary so you can grasp what is eternal. When you ask me to take away your pain and I do not, it is because I am using that very pain to refine you. You have wondered, why does healing take so long? And I say to you, because I do not patch wounds, I recreate. I do not place a bandage over the scar. I turn it into a spring where living water flows. You think you are breaking, but in truth you are being reshaped. I do not merely mend. I weave new patterns into the fabric of your life. Every stitch I make carries the wisdom of heaven. My child, stop judging yourself. Do not call failure what I am using to form you. You see a fragment. I see the whole picture. You see a dead end. I see a turn. You see waiting. I see preparation. You see delay. I see protection. If I make you wait, it is because what I am preparing for you is worth the wait. When I open a door, no one can shut it. And you will understand that you were never behind, you were walking in step with me. My child, trust the process. Do not crave instant results. Like a young tree that must root deeply before it blooms, your soul is anchoring itself in faithfulness. If the flower blooms too soon, it will wither in the wind. But when the right season comes, your blossom will endure and spread its fragrance far. Let me teach you the art of patience, for within patience lies trust, and within trust lies peace. I do not need your perfection to begin. I need your openness. Let me touch the places you once forbade me to enter. Let me step into your memories, those corners you dare not face. I will not shame you. I will set you free. My healing does not mean forgetting. It means remembering without pain. It does not erase memory, but transforms it into testimony. You will no longer say, I am broken, but I have been healed. Let me turn your fear into wisdom. Let me turn your tears into rivers of blessing. Let me use the very things that once made you fall to become the foundation of future glory. You will not only be healed, you will become a vessel of healing for others. I will use your words to comfort the weary and your scars to prove that my love is stronger than pain. And when you look back, you will see I never left you in the storm. It was in the storm that I made you strong. I taught you not to fear the waves, for I am the one who commands them to be still. I showed you that peace does not depend on the storm ending, but on my presence within it. Every step you take, I am there before you to lead, beside you to walk, and behind you to protect. Do not be afraid to move forward. Leave the past in my hands. Let your present be watered by faith. and let your future unfold like dawn after the longest night. Your healing is no longer a distant promise, it is happening now. In every breath you take, in every quiet heartbeat I restore. You are being made new, not in the image of your pain, but in the image of grace. My beloved child, when I have healed you, I do not merely close old wounds. I open within you a new beginning. I do not simply dry your tears. I turn those tears into a river of grace that flows without end. Within every tear you have shed lies the seed of hope. Within every pain you have endured lies the seed of glory quietly germinating. I am the God of resurrection, and what I touch never dies. It is transformed, elevated, and covered in glory. I have allowed many things within you to break, not to destroy, but to make room for the new to rise. Just as a grain of wheat must die to bear much fruit, so your soul walks through its own resurrection. When you lose, you are being opened to a deeper life. When you dissolve, you are merging into the current of my life. When you let me take away the old, you are inviting me to renew all things. I do not merely repair, I recreate. I do not just restore strength, I form a new creation within you, one washed by tears, purified by faith, and refined in the fire of my love. Rise up, stand from the place where you once fell, open your eyes, and see the dawn rising on your horizon. The season of darkness has passed, the season of radiance has come. You once thought you had lost everything, but you were being entrusted with the eternal. You once thought delay was punishment, but it was preparation. You once feared my silence, yet I was silent so you could learn to hear. You once asked me to break your chains, not knowing that the key was already in your hands. Now, my child, open the door, step out, walk toward the light I have prepared for you from the beginning of time. My child, I declare to you, nothing is ever lost in my kingdom. No tear is wasted, no prayer vanishes into emptiness. Everything you have endured, every night you have wept, every word I have spoken that you thought went unheard, all are weaving together into the symphony of new life. Like a seed buried in the ground, forgotten and hidden, yet rising in due season to bear fruit, so too is your soul. You are standing at the threshold of resurrection, at the meeting point between the old and the new, between ashes and light. And I, the one who called you from the dust, am breathing new life into you. Resurrection is not merely the miracle of an empty tomb, it is the sacred rhythm of every soul that surrenders itself to me. When my son Jesus rose from the dead, he did not do it for himself alone, he did it for you. The light of resurrection did not shine only on that first morning of history. It shines into the depths of your soul today. Wherever there is faith, there is resurrection. Wherever there is love, there is life renewed. And wherever I am, no darkness can prevail. You have feared that the years behind you were wasted. But I tell you truly, I have gathered every fragment of that time and turned it into the foundation for what is coming. No experience is useless, no scar unnecessary. Every part contributes to the person I am shaping in you today. When I look at you, I do not see a wounded soul. I see a resurrected warrior. I see faith that once trembled, now rooted deeper than ever. I see a heart once broken, now gentler, kinder, capable of greater love. This is the miracle of grace. Understand, resurrection does not come once, it is an unending stream of renewal. Every day you choose faith over fear, you rise again. Every time you forgive instead of hate, you rise again. Every moment you choose love instead of retreat, you are reborn in my light. Resurrection is not a destination, it is a way of living. It is the act of stepping out of the tomb of fear, regret, and shame each day, each breath, each choice. Walk, my child, in that light. Look around and see that darkness no longer holds power over you. Look again at the places that once terrified you, they are now but empty shells. Look at those who once wounded you, they no longer define who you are. Look at yourself in the mirror, you are no longer who you once were. You are a new creation, born of mercy, clothed in the light of resurrection. Walk as one who is free. I have called you not only to be healed, but to become a vessel of healing. I have not restored you only for yourself, but so that through you I may touch other souls. When you speak of what I have done, you sow hope. When you live with gratitude, you spread life. When you forgive, you open the gates of heaven for others to enter. You are a living testimony of grace. You are the song I sing to the world about the power of love. I bless you with the light of a new morning. Let that light reach every corner of your soul, illuminating doubts, healing remnants of pain. Let my light dwell in your eyes as you look upon others, in your words as you speak, and in your steps as you walk through the world. You will no longer tremble when darkness comes, for you know the light within you is stronger than the darkness around you. I declare this to you. You are no longer called to live as the wounded, but as the sent. No longer as the survivor, but as the fulfilled. No longer merely as the saved, but as the commissioned. Rise up, child of light. Go forth and carry my peace into chaos, my joy into sorrow, my grace into forgotten places. You are the lamp I have lit in this world, and I will not let that flame go out. You are proof that life is stronger than death, that light is stronger than darkness, and that love is stronger than every chain. Therefore, walk with your head high and your heart at rest. Carry the memory of your pain not as a wound, but as a testimony of victory. Let others see through you that there is no pit too deep for my grace to reach, no night too long for my dawn to overcome. I am making all things new. You will see, hear, and feel me in every detail of your life. You will find miracles not only in the extraordinary, but in the simplest of things, in a smile, a breath, a glance from someone you love. For I am in all things, and all good things flow from me. My beloved child, I want you to learn to trust me in what you cannot yet see. Faith is not the light that shows the way, it is the hand that holds mine while the way is still dim. You have known me as the healer, now you will know me as the guide. You have known that I can save you from the deep waters. Now you will know that I can teach you to walk upon them, my child. I do not lead you down the easy path, but the meaningful one. For you were not created to live a comfortable life, but a complete one. There are turns I have allowed you to take, not to make you lost, but to teach you how to recognize my voice among 1,000 others. There are detours that seem random, but they are part of the design. You see only one step, but I see the entire road. You see the present, but I see the glorious end toward which I am guiding you. Faith does not grow in calm waters. It grows in the silence of God. When you pray and hear no answer, do not think I have not heard. My silence is not absence. It is an invitation for you to go deeper, to step beyond the safety of reason and into the space of trust. I want you to know that my love is not confined to what you can understand. Sometimes I must let you walk through the fog, so that you may learn to recognize the light within yourself, the very light I placed there from the beginning. Remember Abraham, when I told him to leave his homeland without revealing his destination, he still went. His faith was not in knowing the route, but in knowing the one who walked with him. I am calling you in the same way, not to understand everything, but to trust me enough to move, even when you don't. You will not see the map, but you will have my presence. You will not know every turn, but you will have my voice in your heart. And if you follow that voice, you will never be lost. Do not fear when you do not know what comes next. Let me be the one who knows for you. I do not need you to grasp the whole plan. I only need you to hold my hand. Each morning when you rise and surrender your day to me, you are composing a melody that only you and I can hear. Your small, faithful steps of obedience echo into eternity. When you choose to trust amid uncertainty, all of heaven leans in to listen. When you keep walking through the dark, I see your light shining brighter than 1,000 stars. You ask me, "How will I know your will?" And I answer, "By peace." When you are walking in the right direction, there will be a quiet peace, not loud, not showy, but deep. That peace is the sign of my Spirit guiding you. Do not seek my voice in haste, for I do not speak through chaos. Slow down, breathe, let your heart grow still. Amid the world's noise, only in stillness will you hear me. I do not speak through pressure, but through breath. I do not force, I invite. Learn to discern that gentle invitation from the urging of fear. One brings peace, the other brings restlessness. Choose the one that stills your soul. You will see that the path of trust is not always smooth. There will be days when you feel as though you're walking against the current, when every door seems closed. But I tell you truly, not every closed door is rejection. Some are protection. I close to guard. I delay to perfect, and I stay silent so that you may grow. A child cannot understand why his father forbids him from holding a knife, but the Father knows. Likewise, there are things you desire that I withhold, not because I am indifferent, but because I see further than you. When I delay, I do not withdraw my promise. I prepare you so that my promise will not harm you. I have said that I am your shepherd. The shepherd knows each sheep when it is weary, when it must rest, when it must be led through the valley of shadows. Remember what is written in the Psalms. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. It is I who walks with you. You may pass through the valley, but you will not remain there. I do not lead you to death, but through it. You will emerge stronger, brighter, and more like me. Faith is not the absence of trembling. Faith is continuing to walk while trembling remains. I do not require you to be unshakable. I only ask that you not give up. When you fall, rise. When you are lost, call me. When you are weak, lean on me. When you cannot see the path, close your eyes and let me guide you. You will discover that I am not only the light before you, but the strength within you. Your faith will not be built by knowledge, but by experience, the living proof that I am faithful. I have prepared for you a journey unlike any other, for you were created uniquely. Do not look around in comparison. Look upward to see me. I am not slow, I am precise. Everything in your life is aligned with the rhythm of my plan. When I tell you to stop, it is not delay, it is so you may walk in step with me. When I lead you the long way around, it is not a detour, it is to spare you from unseen pitfalls. When I hold you back, it is not denial, it is to protect what is most precious in you. When you look back, you will see that everything that once confused you, the turns, the pauses, the tears, were brushstrokes in the masterpiece I was painting. A painter does not explain every stroke while the canvas is still incomplete. But when the painting is revealed, you will understand every dark shade gives depth to the light. Let your faith grow not in the visible miracles, but in the quiet days when nothing seems extraordinary. It is in the ordinary that faith is forged. When you choose to trust me in small things, you are being prepared for greater ones. When you obey in the unseen, you are being trained for the eternal. Remember, the greatest victories are often conceived in silence. Do not despise small beginnings. Do not think today's persistence is wasted. I see it all, and I am multiplying it in the unseen realm. I will teach you the art of surrender. Surrender is not defeat, it is transfer. You are not losing control, you are placing it in the hands of the one who knows best. When you stop clutching everything, your hands will be free to receive what I give. When you cease striving to understand, your heart will open to hear. When you stop fearing, my peace will reign within you. I do not ask you to understand me, I ask you to believe that I am good. And when you believe that, you will find me everywhere, in the whisper of the wind, in the song of the birds, in the morning light, even in the trial. Let each day begin with these words: Lord, I trust you. That alone opens the gate of miracles. When you live in trust, you no longer fear what comes next, for you know the one who holds tomorrow. Let me lead you step by step, breath by breath, decision by decision. I will not let you stray too far, fall too hard, or wander beyond my reach. Just keep your eyes on me, and you will arrive exactly where I have destined you to be. My beloved child, true strength lies in surrender. The world tells you that power comes from control, but in my kingdom, power is revealed through release. When you no longer need to hold everything together, that is when you are truly free. When you stop trying to steer the sail, the wind of my spirit can finally carry you farther than you ever imagined. When you cease relying on your own plans, my hand can complete the grand design I wrote for you before you were even born. My child, surrender is not defeat. It is the summit of faith. Only those who trust me completely can rest in my hands without fear. Your surrender does not make you weaker. It makes you invincible, for when you yield, you step into the strength of the Infinite One. Like a river that flows humbly underground, the deeper it runs, the stronger it becomes. So too does the soul that surrenders to me grow mighty in stillness. I do not need your perfection. I need your openness. You do not have to prove your faithfulness through grand gestures. Only whisper each day, Lord, I entrust it all to you. When you say this, heaven stirs. When you say this, burdens fall from your shoulders. When you say this, my angels move on your behalf. You do not need to know every answer. You only need to believe that I already do. You are living in a noisy world, a world where countless voices compete for your mind, where everyone claims to know what is best for you. But my child, there is only one voice that leads to life, mine. Learn to discern between the world's noise and my voice. The world urges you to hurry. I invite you to rest. The world makes you afraid of missing out. I remind you that what is destined for you cannot be lost. The world drives you to compare and despair. I remind you that you are incomparable, created uniquely by my hand. I do not speak through noise. I speak in the gentle breeze, in the space between heartbeats, in the quiet of dawn before the world pulls your soul in every direction. I do not need to shout for you to hear. I only need you to be still. The quieter you become, the clearer my voice will sound. Therefore, make room each day for sacred stillness moments where you do not have to speak, only to be with me. Do not seek me only in long prayers. Find me in your breath, in a glance, in the instant you let go of every worry. In silence you will see that I was never far, not hidden, but closer than your very heartbeat. I know you fear letting go. You fear that if you release control, everything will collapse. But my child, what comes from me will never leave you simply because you release it. You cannot lose what I have ordained for you, even if you stop striving. It is only when you stop clinging that you will see my hand holding all things together. Let me do my part. I do not sleep, nor do I forget what you entrust to me. If I can suspend the stars in space without one falling out of place, surely I can hold your life in perfect order. Surrender is not passive. It is the most active form of trust. When you choose faith over fear, you have already won. When you choose silence over argument, you are walking in strength. When you choose forgiveness over resentment, you are surrendering to my love. Remember, no act of surrender placed in my hands is ever wasted. Every tear surrendered, every dream laid down, every relationship entrusted to me, all will bear fruit in its appointed season. I want to teach you the art of listening. Many pray, but few truly listen. They speak and then leave before I can respond. They ask but never open their hearts to receive. They read my word but do not let it sink into their spirit. They seek miracles but do not see that the greatest miracle is my presence within them. I want you to be different. Come to me not only to speak but to listen. Listen not with your ears but with your soul. Listen not to react but to understand. When you learn to hear my voice, every decision becomes lighter because you no longer have to guess. Let me speak to you in the ways I often do, through small signs. A verse you happen to read at just the right moment. A gentle word from someone's lips. A strange peace in the midst of chaos. That is me speaking. My voice is unmistakable, it always carries peace. When you hear it, you will know. Do not doubt, for faith and doubt cannot dwell in the same heart. Sometimes you think I am silent, but my child, even my silence, is filled with meaning. It says that I trust you enough to let you grow. It means I am working in the unseen depths where your eyes cannot reach. When I am silent, remember this, I have never left you. Like a seed hidden in the soil, not dead but preparing to sprout, so too is my silence the season where your roots grow deep in faith. Train your heart, my child, to be sensitive to my voice. Do not wait for a crisis to seek me. Invite me into every detail when you work, when you rest, when you speak, when you are still. I do not want to be only the God of your storms. I want to be your companion in calm afternoons. The more you learn to live with me, the easier it will be to hear me, even when the world is loud. When you have learned to listen, you will no longer need to beg. For those who listen know that I have already gone ahead to prepare everything. You will not fear because you will know I walk before you, clearing the path. You will not rush because you will know I work according to heaven's perfect timing. You will not feel alone because you will know I am nearer than your own breath. Beloved child, learn to slow down. Do not let the world pull you faster than the rhythm of my spirit. Peace does not come from doing more but from being closer to me. When you are still, I move. When you rest in me, I fight for you. When you trust, I complete. This is the mystery the world cannot grasp. In stillness, strength is born. In surrender, miracles unfold. In peace, the gates of heaven open. Do not fear when I say, be still. To stand still is not to stop, it is the posture of faith. When you stand still in peace, you are standing firm upon my promises. Let your heart rest in my hands. Do not worry about tomorrow, it already belongs to me. Do not fear what is unknown. I am already there before you arrive. Do not cling to the past. I have used it to build your future. Let your breath align with mine, and you will realize peace is not something you must find. You are peace itself, because I dwell within you. My beloved child, when you choose to walk by faith, you do not walk only through paths of light. Sometimes you must pass through shadows too thick for the human eye to see through. Yet remember, darkness is not the absence of me. It is the birthplace of faith. In the light you can see the road. In the night you have only my word, and it is then that you learn. My word alone is enough to keep you standing. True faith is not measured by the words you speak in worship, but by how you stand in silence. Faith is not a feeling, it is a choice. When you can no longer sense me but still say, I know, you are here, that is faith. When you do not understand yet still obey, that is faith. When you cry in the dark but still look toward the light, that is faith, and such faith shakes the heavens. My child, faith is not born in calm, but in trial. Just as muscles grow through resistance, your soul is strengthened through testing. I do not test you to discover your loyalty. I already know it. I test you so that you may discover how strong you truly are. I do not let the winds rise to drown you, but to teach you how to walk upon the water. Each time you stand firm in a storm, you are learning to walk as one led by the Spirit, no longer bound by circumstances. There will be moments when I lead you to the very edge of your strength, not to break you, but to show you that your limit is where my grace begins. Paul once pleaded with me to remove the thorn from his flesh, but I said, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. So it is with you, my child. When you are weak, I am most strong. When you are empty, I am most full. When you have nothing left to hold on to, you will see that I am the unshakable ground beneath your feet. Do not fear the trials. They do not come to destroy you, but to prove you. Faith is not theory, it is experience, and experience cannot exist without a journey. You cannot know me as Redeemer unless you have been in need of redemption. You cannot know me as healer unless you have been wounded. You cannot know me as provider unless you have been in want. It is in adversity that you discover who I truly am, not only powerful but present, not only sovereign but tender, kind, and faithful. You ask me, Lord, why must I walk through so many fires? And I say, because I am refining you into pure gold. Gold does not fear fire, for it is fire that proves its worth. Likewise, true faith does not shrink before adversity. It shines brighter after the flame. Do not fear the fire, my child. I am there within it, just as I was with the 3 young men in the furnace of Babylon. They walked amid the flames unharmed, for I walked beside them. So it is with you, the fire cannot consume you if you are in me. Do not think you have been forgotten. The world may abandon you, but I never will. I have engraved your name upon the palms of my hands. Every time you call, your voice echoes through heaven. Every tear you shed I store like a precious gem. When you feel forsaken, know that I am working in ways unseen. A farmer does not dig up his seed every day to check its growth. Neither do I expose the process of my work. But trust this, my child, the seed is sprouting even when buried in silence. There are promises you have yet to see fulfilled, not because I have forgotten, but because you are not yet ready to receive them. There are doors I have closed, not to punish you, but to protect you. There are prayers you think unanswered, but I have answered them only differently than you expected. And one day when you look back, you will see that every no I ever spoke was to make your final yes perfect. Waiting is never wasted. The world says waiting is useless, but in my kingdom, waiting is the highest form of faith. When you wait without losing heart, you are declaring, Lord, I trust you more than time. When you stand firm without seeing results, you are stepping into the depths of surrender. Every great thing I have done began with a season of waiting, like Abraham, waiting for the promise, Joseph for freedom, David for his crown, and Jesus for his appointed hour. I am teaching you the art of endurance. Do not leave the place of your calling simply because the winds change. You do not need to search for calmer seas. You only need to keep your eyes on me, and the storm will cease. Those who remain steadfast in faith will behold my glory. Those who are faithful in little will be entrusted with much. You need not prove your faith through spectacle, only through steady obedience. Faith is not running ahead. It is walking steadily with me day by day, hour by hour, hand in hand. The reward of trust is not merely what you receive, but who you become. When you trust me, your heart is renewed. When you wait on me, your soul expands. When you endure, your spirit softens. And when you stand firm, you become living proof that I am faithful. The true reward of faith is not the outcome, it is the union with me, where your will and mine intertwine, where your desire and my purpose become one. Look, my child, to those who have gone before you. They were not perfect, but they were faithful. Noah trusted me when he had never seen rain, and the ark he built saved generations. Moses believed me at the Red Sea, and the waters parted beneath his feet. Elijah trusted me with only a handful of flour and oil, and life was sustained in famine. David trusted me in the wilderness, and the throne came to him in due time. They all shared one truth they believed before they saw. And now, my beloved, I invite you to join that same current of faith. Do not fear your smallness. A mustard seed of faith can still move mountains when planted in the soil of trust. You do not need great faith, only genuine faith. True faith is not the loud cry in the temple, but the quiet yes whispered in the heart when no one sees. When you whisper, I trust you, in solitude, heaven still trembles. And when my time comes, when your faith has blossomed and your steadfastness ripened, I will move, not like a passing breeze, but like dawn breaking the horizon. Everything you have waited for will come into view. Every tear will turn into a seed of joy. Every loss will become proof of my redemption. You will look back and say, Lord, you were never late. And I will smile and say, you believed, and what you believed has come to be. My beloved child, hold fast to your faith. Do not grow weary in the days of small beginnings. Do not fear when the winds shift. Do not let doubt steal your harvest. Stand upon my word, for my word is solid rock. Walk in peace, for I go before you. Be steadfast, for your season is near. And when that light comes, when the promise becomes reality, you will not only receive what you hoped for, but you will become a reflection of me. Through your eyes, your smile, and your very breath, others will recognize the presence of the living one. Then you will understand why I allowed you to walk through so many trials, not to wound you, but to engrave my image deep within your soul. Now that you have passed through long nights and stepped into light, I am calling you into a new season, a season of mission. The healing you have received is not meant to be kept, but to flow outward like a river, refreshing the dry souls around you. Blessings are never meant to stop with you. They are meant to pass through you. I have filled you not just so you could feel, but so you could overflow. You have been healed to become a healer, comforted, so that you may comfort loved, so that you may become an instrument of my love in this world. I have trained you in silence, so that now you may speak with the tone of heaven. Every tear you once shed I have turned into oil of anointing. Every wound you once carried I have transformed into a mark of mercy. Every failure you once hid in shame I have turned into a testimony of redemption. Nothing in your life has been wasted. All has been woven into this calling. You are not only one who has been saved, you are one who has been sent. This world is thirsty. There are souls crying out quietly, longing for a hand that understands, for eyes that see with compassion. They do not need another sermon. They need a heart that has been broken and restored. They need to see true love through those who have been truly loved. And that is why I have chosen you, not because you are the strongest, but because you know what it means to be weak. Not because you are perfect, but because you have tasted grace. I can use one who has fallen, for only they understand the beauty of standing again. My beloved child, do not fear when I say, I am calling you out of comfort. You have rested in my presence. Now you will be sent forth from that rest. You will not labor in your own strength, but in the power of my Spirit. You will not move by willpower, but by the breath of my guidance. Your calling is not a burden, it is the natural flow of love. You do not need to strive to carry light, simply stay near the light, and it will shine through you. Your mission does not begin with action, but with presence. You do not need to do much, you only need to be with me. When I am in you and you are in me, everything you touch will be transformed. A gentle word from your lips can soften a heart. A small act of kindness can open a door for me to enter. Do not think you must preach to serve, just love, for love never fails. I am sending you into a world in need of light, but fear not, for the light within you is greater than the darkness around you. I have kindled a flame in your soul, and no storm can extinguish it. Go not as a fearful soldier, but as a bearer of peace. Go with gentleness, for my power needs no noise to be known. Go with patience, for closed hearts take time to open. Go with love, for only love can break the chains that words cannot. I have trained you to recognize my voice in the crowd, so that even when I whisper, you will know it is me. Many are called, but few are still enough to listen for direction. You are different, for you have learned to rest in me. And from that rest, you will act. From that peace, you will speak with authority. From that quiet place, you will bring movement. So do not worry about what to do for me. Focus on being with me, and all else will flow naturally. My child, I am preparing to open doors I once closed, not because you have done better, but because you have become ready. When you were wounded, I held you back. When you were afraid, I gave you rest. But now you are healed, and you trust me, so I can lead you into greater things. There are souls I have already arranged for you to meet, not by chance, but by heavenly design. Every encounter will be a note in the symphony I am composing through your life. Do not wait until you feel ready. Go when you are called. I do not require perfection. I ask for obedience. When you say, "Yes, Lord," the earth trembles, doors open, and heaven moves. You do not need to know the destination. You only need to go. Just as Abraham left his homeland with one promise, so must you. Trust that I will speak each step. You will not lose your way, for I walk before you. You will not fear, for my angels surround you. You will not fall, for I hold your hand. Your mission is not a burden, but a privilege. It is not something you must do. It is something you are invited to share in. I do not need you to accomplish my plans. I invite you so that you may partake in them, for when you participate, your soul expands, your heart awakens, and your joy becomes complete. As you give, you will receive. As you love, you will overflow. As you serve, you will rise. Therefore, do not fear when I lead you into unfamiliar places. Do not be anxious when I send you to difficult people. Do not hesitate when I ask you to speak words beyond your strength. For when I send, I also equip. When I call, I also empower. You do not go alone. My breath within you is strength. My word in your mouth is a sharp sword. My love in your heart is an unquenchable flame. Never forget this. Your mission is not about being seen. It is about being sent. The world may not know your name, but heaven does. You may work in silence, but the fragrance of your faithfulness travels farther than the noise of fame. Every small act of love is a brick in the foundation of my kingdom. Every soul you touch becomes a star I hang in the heavens. Carry your light and walk among the world. Do not fear the darkness, for darkness is only the backdrop for your light to shine brighter. Do not fear weakness, for in weakness I am glorified. Do not fear loneliness, for wherever you go, I go with you. Remember, I do not send you to change the world alone. I send you so that you may be changed as you walk with me in my work. My child, your mission begins not in the crowd, but in the secret place. The world seeks glory and applause, but my kingdom is built in the quiet of faithfulness. Every great thing I do begins small. When I created the world, I did not start with thunder or brilliance. I began with a whisper, "Let there be light." Likewise, I do not need you to perform great acts to prove anything. I only need your light to shine in the smallest of places. Beloved, true greatness is measured by the heart, not by influence. The world honors those in high positions, but heaven honors those who kneel low. When you serve in love, you reflect my very nature. When you wipe away a tear unnoticed, I see it. When you choose forgiveness in silence, I record it. When you share your last meal with the hungry, I smile. The smallest things done in love will echo through eternity. My beloved child, I do not require you to do great things. I ask you to do small things with a great heart. A timely word of encouragement can rescue a soul from despair. A single act of patience can soften a hardened heart. A smile given in grace can brighten the darkest day for someone. The world may not notice these things, but heaven never forgets. For my kingdom is built on humble bricks, unnamed kindnesses, prayers. No one hears sacrifices that win no applause. True service does not seek recognition. When you serve in order to be seen, you have already received your reward from people. But when you serve in secret, your reward comes from me, a reward no one can take away. I do not measure by achievements, but by the love hidden in your motive. A person may accomplish something impressive without love, and the work is empty. But one who offers the heart, even in the smallest task, that will endure forever. My child, I want to teach you the art of anonymity. Do not fear when no one knows your name, for I do. Do not be saddened when your works win no praise, for I have seen them. Do not lose heart when your giving is not returned, for I remember. When you serve without expecting repayment, when you love without expecting love in return, when you help without expecting thanks, You are living in unconditional love, my very love. There will be those who do not understand why you do what you do. They may call you naive, soft, even foolish. But true love always exceeds reason. It does not calculate, count, or decide who is worthy. It simply gives, like the sun that keeps shining, like the sea that keeps caressing the shore, like me who kept loving you even when you refused me. Love like that, not because they are worthy, but because you have been loved in that way. My child, I do not need you to change the whole world in a day. I ask you to change the atmosphere around you with my presence. When you enter a room, let your peace go first. When you speak, let your words carry encouragement. When you touch a life, let my love flow through you to them. You cannot heal everyone, but you can be part of the miracle in one person's life. I have chosen to work through people, through hands that share, eyes that see with compassion, words that lift up. You are an instrument in my hand, not a tool of obligation, but a channel of grace. When you give, you do not lose, you enlarge. When you pour out love, you are not emptied, you are filled all the more. For I, the source of love, am flowing through you, and that river never runs dry. Remember the words of my son. Whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant. Matthew 2:0-6. This is the paradox of my kingdom, where power is not found on the throne, but at the basin. When Jesus knelt to wash the disciples' feet, he did not only cleanse the dust on their skin, he washed the pride from the human heart. He did not merely model service, he revealed my nature. Love stoops to lift others up, and I want you to carry that spirit into every day you live. My beloved, sometimes service is not an action but a presence. Sitting beside someone in pain, even without words, is a kind of service. Interceding in silence for another when no one knows is service. Forgiving in your heart even when the other never apologizes is service. Every time you choose love over anger, gentleness over argument, listening over judgment, you are serving me. You ask me, but Lord, if I do all this, who will take care of me? And I answer, I will. When you care for others, I will care for you. When you water others, I will water you. When you bring a smile to someone's face, I will fill your heart with a joy no one can steal, for no one can outgive me. No one can give more than I give. Each time you sow, I multiply it. Each time you serve, I cause your spirit to blossom. You do not act to be accepted. You act because you are loved. You do not serve to earn a reward. You serve because you already have your reward, me. Do not wait until every condition is perfect to do good. Begin with what you have: a prayer, a kind gesture, a small act in your day. That is where miracles begin. When you feel that no one sees your labor, know that I am watching. My eyes search for a secret place, and I reward openly. Nothing done in love is overlooked. In my book of remembrance, every kindness you offer is written not to tally merit, but to testify that love is never wasted. Do not let weariness choke your compassion. Let my spirit renew you daily. Let him remind you that you do not work alone. When you are tired, I lift you. When you are weak, I strengthen you. When you are sad, I comfort you. And when you feel small, I declare, you are part of a great plan. Remember this: the servant who labors in silence is honored in heaven. The world may forget their names, but I know each one. When you love with a pure heart, you compose a song only heaven can hear. And when you persist in serving, though no one sees, you create a resonance in eternity. My beloved child, you have learned to trust me in trouble. Now you are learning to offer yourself in peace. There is a deep joy the world cannot understand, the joy of giving without calculation. That joy does not come from recognition, but from knowing your soul is moving to heaven's rhythm. When you give, you enter into my own way of being, for my nature is to give without ceasing. From the dawn of creation I have given light, life, breath, and at last, my own son. And each time you give for love's sake, you look more like me than ever. Do not fear the emptiness that seems to follow sacrifice. The world will say you have lost, but I say you are sowing. No seed kept in the hand can bear fruit. Only when it falls to the ground, buried and unseen, does it bring forth new life. So it is, with every hidden act of offering, each is a seed in the field of the Spirit. Some will sprout at once, others will wait for the rains, but all will bear fruit. Nothing you place in my hands with a pure heart will ever be in vain. I know there are times you give and are not thanked, times you love and receive only indifference, times you pour yourself out and none take notice. But my child, I see it all. Everything done in love is recorded in my remembrance, not to pay you like an employer, but to honor you as a friend and co-laborer in the restoration of the world. You are not my hired servant. You are my heir, sharing in my glory, my beloved child. Know that the truest reward is not found in what you receive, but in who you become. When you give, your soul expands. When you forgive, you are set free. When you love despite being wounded, you become like me. When you embrace sacrifice, you learn the deepest lesson of love, that giving is itself receiving. The more you pour out, the fuller your heart becomes. The more you make room, the more I pour in. For I will never allow the cup of the faithful to run dry. Look to Jesus, my beloved Son. He did not merely teach love, he was love embodied. When he stretched out his hands upon the cross, it was not only an act of redemption, it was the love letter I wrote to all humanity. When he said, "Father, forgive them," he spoke not only for those who nailed him there, but for every wandering soul. And when he gave his life, he planted the first seed of salvation. Today you live in the harvest of that seed. And now I call you to do the same, to sow seeds of love, even if it means being buried in the soil of sacrifice. Do not fear loss, for nothing you entrust to me is ever lost. It is kept in the treasury of eternity. Every prayer, every act of kindness, every sacrifice for my name, they are all stored in the vault of heaven, where no moth can destroy and no thief can steal. The world may forget, but I do not. And when my appointed time comes, I will open the heavens and pour out blessings upon you, not as a fleeting reward, but as an everlasting stream. I know there are times you grow weary, times you whisper, "Lord, does my labor mean anything?" And I say, "Yes, my child." Every act done in love builds the walls of the new city, where righteousness and peace will reign. When you endure in silence, you help construct eternity. When you are faithful in the small, you keep the flame of my kingdom alive. I see you when you smile through pain. I see you when you choose hope, though everything seems to crumble. I see you when you still pray, though you see no result. And I say, that one is mine. There is a joy that only the generous understand, the joy of freedom. When you stop clinging, you are liberated. When you stop fearing lack, you overflow. When you cease seeking reward, you have already found it. That is why I said, "Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy." Matthew 5:7. The merciful do not live for gain, but for love, and love always leads them back to the source of life, which is me. Do not count what you have given, for I am counting what you cannot yet see. One act of love can ripple through generations. One word of encouragement spoken today can save a soul from despair. One small gesture of kindness can become a bridge for another to find me. The world will never know the full reach of a heart touched by my spirit, but I know, I see, and I will finish what you began in faith. I have not called you merely to do things, but to be light. Light does not strive to shine, it simply exists. So it is with you. Do not try to become something. Abide in me, and light will flow naturally. When you surrender all to me, your time, your strength, your dreams, even your wounds, I will transform it all into fragrance rising before my throne. Every breath you exhale in love becomes a song of praise. Every deed done in purity becomes worship. Every faithful step becomes a melody linking heaven and earth. The greatest reward is not what you will receive, but my presence itself. When your journey is complete and you stand before me, you will not hear applause, you will hear a gentle voice saying, "Well done, good and faithful servant." Those words will be the eternal song of heaven, the reward beyond imagination. Then you will understand every sacrifice was worth it. Every tear was counted, every act of love helped build my everlasting glory. Continue to give not in your own strength, but through my love within you, the inexhaustible source. Do not try to love by willpower, let me love through you. Do not strive to serve to prove yourself, let me serve through you. When I live in you and you in me, the line between giver and receiver disappears. Then you will fully understand what the angels proclaim. All glory, all grace, all joy flows from him. Therefore, offer me your life not as a reluctant gift, but as a song of gratitude. Let every day you live be a hymn of praise, every act a small altar, every breath a prayer of thanksgiving, and I will make your life a living psalm echoing through eternity. My beloved child, lift your head, for your new season has come. The winter has passed, the rains are over, and in the fields of your soul I hear the sprouts pushing through the light. I have seen you through long nights of exhaustion, days of trial moments, when you thought you could not rise again. But my beloved, I was there. I was in the ashes you thought marked the end. I was warming the seed buried in silence, waiting for the moment it would break open into new life. And today I declare, it is the resurrection hour of your soul. Resurrection is not merely a miracle of history, it is the daily reality of every heart surrendered to me. As my Son Jesus rose from the tomb in glory, so your spirit is now being called out of darkness. What you thought was an ending is only the beginning. What you thought was my silence was actually my writing a new chapter with the ink of life. The dreams you thought had died, I am reviving. The hopes you thought extinguished, I am breathing into again. What you thought was lost forever, I am restoring with my own hands. I do not rebuild by patching the broken, I create anew. I do not glue together fragments. I craft a new vessel, stronger, more radiant, more filled with glory. When I restore, nothing remains the same, for I do not merely change circumstances, I transform essence. You are not only one rescued from sorrow, you are becoming one who carries life. You are not merely stepping out of the grave, you are rising crowned with light. So my child, do not fear the past, the ashes are the soil for your new bloom. Let me tell you the mystery of resurrection, it begins within. The world believes change comes from new surroundings, new people, new times. But every true miracle begins in a heart renewed. When my breath fills your inner being, everything around you is made new. I need not change your environment first. I change you so that you become the environment of light. When you change the way you see, you will find spring blossoming in the desert. When you change the way you think, you will see miracles in the ordinary. I am resurrecting not only your soul, but your voice, your dreams, and the passion I planted in you from the beginning. I am rekindling the flame in your heart. The flame life tried to smother that pain, tried to quench that fear, tried to silence. But my fire cannot be extinguished, for it is lit by the breath of my spirit. Let that fire burn, not to consume, but to illuminate. Let it warm cold hearts and guide those wandering in the dark. Your resurrection is not for you alone, it is a sign for your generation. When you rise, others will believe they too can rise. When you stand after falling, others will know mercy still flows. When you sing in the night, those silenced by fear will find their song again. I did not save you only for you. I saved you so that through you I might save many. You are a lighthouse on the shore, guiding storm-tossed souls home. Do not hide your light any longer. And know this, my beloved, resurrection is not a return to what was, it is the becoming of something entirely new. Like the olive tree that bears fruit Only after pruning your soul will bloom after surrender. Every loss that once caused you pain was my way of clearing the soil. You cried for what was taken, but soon you will smile at what grows in its place. For I never take without the intent to give in abundance. Every no I ever spoke was to prepare the way for a greater yes. My beloved child, you ask me, Lord, how will I know when the season of resurrection has come? And I reply, when you find it easier to forgive, when your love deepens, and when your trust no longer depends on outcomes. That is when new life is flowing through you. When the past no longer holds you captive, when loss no longer terrifies you, when you can see beauty even in pain, that is the moment you have stepped into the light of resurrection. Let my Spirit complete the work of restoration within you. Do not resist the process. Do not fear the temporary emptiness, for it is within that space that I am making room for the new. Just as the earth must be plowed before it can receive the seed, so must your heart be softened before it can receive glory. Every tear you have shed has watered the seed of coming joy. Every wound you have carried has become the doorway for light to enter. Do not erase the scars of your past. Let them stand as witnesses of grace. When you rise in this light, you will see that the truest strength of resurrection is peace, not the shout of triumph, but the gentle breath of a soul at rest in me. This peace is not built upon circumstances. It does not waver with the storm. It comes from knowing that you are loved, chosen, and covered. You no longer need to strive, for now I live within you. My life beats in your heart and flows through your veins. You no longer need to chase light. You are light because the light dwells in you. This is the season of dawn. Step out of the tomb of fear. Leave behind the shroud of guilt. Cast off the chains of shame. Stand and clothe yourself in glory, for I have called you by name. You are no longer a child of darkness. You belong to the day. You are no longer bound by fear. You are free in grace. You no longer live for yourself. You live to reflect my name. I have raised you not to resume the old life, but to walk in a new one filled with my Spirit, radiant with glory, and alive with divine power. The next step, my child, the next step is the rebirth of your mind. For the mind is the doorway of the soul. If it is not renewed, you cannot hold what I am giving. You may be free in the spirit, yet still imprisoned by old fears in your thoughts. Therefore I say to you, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you may discern what is good, pleasing, and perfect in my will. Renewal is not a single moment. It is a sacred process. Each day, as you choose to believe my word over the worlds, your mind is renewed a little more. Each time you choose forgiveness over bitterness, you open the door for light. Each time you choose gratitude over complaint, you tune your soul to the frequency of heaven. And each time you choose faith over fear, you step onto the wavelength of miracles. The mind is the battlefield of the spirit. The enemy cannot touch your soul, so he plants doubt in your thoughts. He does not need to possess you. He only needs you to believe a lie. But I declare this truth: you have the authority to take every thought captive and make it obedient to Christ. Do not let your thoughts run wild. Let my Spirit stand guard at the gate of your mind. Whenever a thought comes that does not carry peace, know that it is not from me. My beloved, when I renew your mind, I do not only teach you to think differently, I teach you to see differently. You will no longer view the world through the eyes of anxiety, but through the gaze of heaven. You will see what others call failure as the seed of victory. You will see what once shamed you become your crown of glory. You will see deserts bloom where despair once dwelled. For a renewed mind no longer looks through the lens of flesh, but through the light of faith. Let me teach you the new language of life. The old mind speaks in fear: I can't, I'm not worthy, I will fail. But the renewed mind speaks in the language of heaven. I can, for the one who lives in me is greater than anything against me. I am chosen, loved, and equipped. Guard your words carefully, for words are the seeds of reality. When you speak faith, you plant life. When you speak fear, you sow defeat. Let your mouth become a creative instrument with me, as it was in the beginning when I spoke, and the universe came to be. I have given you a power many do not yet perceive, the power to shape reality through thoughts united with my spirit. When you think in light, you open the channels of light. When you dwell on goodness, heaven's energy flows around you. When you praise amid adversity, the gates of miracles swing wide. This is not an illusion. It is the operating principle of my kingdom. For I have said, as a person thinks in their heart, so are they. A renewed mind is not one free from trials, but one that refuses to be conquered by them. It looks at the storm and says, I know the master of the waves. It looks at the desert and says, water will spring from the rock. It looks at the empty tomb and declares, He is risen. This mind does not deny reality. It sees beyond it into a higher one, the reality of faith. Let me tell you a secret. The union of mind and soul is where power is born. When your mind yields to your soul and your soul is in harmony with my spirit, every limitation is shattered. You will act without hesitation. You will speak without fear. You will accomplish what others call impossible for. You will move not in your own strength, but in mine. Then your thoughts will mirror the thoughts of the Creator, not driven by fear, but propelled by love, my beloved child. The rebirth of your mind cannot come if you still cling to old patterns. Release the painful memories you keep rehearsing. Stop replaying the words that wounded you. Cease looking at yourself through the lens of the past. I have washed you clean, purified you, and given you a new mind, the mind of my Son. When you see yourself through His eyes, you will realize you are no longer a victim, but one who is sent. No longer fragile, but equipped. No longer fearful, but a warrior of light. From this renewed mind comes true freedom. You will no longer be ruled by emotion, for faith will become your compass. You will no longer be bound by others' opinions, for my voice will be the final word in you. You will no longer fear the future, because you know the future rests in my hands. That freedom is not recklessness, it rests in my sovereignty. Out of that renewed mind, a new power will rise, the power to build, to heal, to create, and to restore. When you pray, your words will carry weight, for they will flow from a soul united with my will. When you speak, life will be released. When you touch, I will touch through you. When you walk, I will walk beside you. This is the power of a renewed soul, not the force of flesh, but the strength of love, moving through obedience. Let your mind be soaked daily in my word. As dry earth needs rain, so your mind needs my word to soften again. Do not let the noise of the world drown out my gentle whisper. Let me teach you to think in light. Let me guide each thought, each dream, each plan. And as you think in light, you will begin to create a world that mirrors heaven. I am working with you, not to change a few small things, but to redefine your entire being. From this day, you will think as one who is free, speak as one who is powerful, and live as one who carries my glory. For I have said, behold, I make all things new, and you, my beloved, are the living proof of that promise. My precious one, when your soul is renewed, something miraculous begins. The light within you comes alive. Not the light of intellect or human knowledge, but the sacred light of my spirit, the same light that shone over the deep when I said, "Let there be light." That light now dwells in you. It cannot be quenched by darkness, hidden by fear, or limited by the world. For the light in you is the breath of the eternal. When I resurrected your soul, I did not simply pull you from darkness. I made you a source of light. Light was never meant to be hidden, it was created to shine. When you enter a place, the atmosphere shifts. When you speak my words, the unseen world stirs. When you pray in faith, reality trembles. For you carry my presence, the light of the world. The world does not need more theories, it needs light. And that light, my child, is blazing within you. This light was not given for boasting, but for healing, not to judge, but to guide, not to dazzle, but to lead the lost home. True light is quiet. It rises like dawn, slipping through cracks, dissolving night without a sound. You do not need to try to shine, only to abide in me, and light will naturally flow. For light does not strain to shine, it simply exists. When you live in the light, darkness cannot touch you. It may linger nearby, but it cannot enter. It may roar, but it cannot win. For I have sealed your forehead with glory, and the spiritual realm knows it. When you walk, the shadows tremble. When you speak, chains quiver. Not because you are powerful, but because the Almighty One dwells in you. I did not give you this light for yourself alone. I gave it so you might illuminate the path for others. To those trapped in fear, bring peace. To those imprisoned in guilt, bring forgiveness. To those weeping in despair, bring hope. And to those who believe their spirit has died, bring resurrection light. This is the mission of a bearer of light, not to preach with words, but to shine through presence. Do not fear the darkness, beloved. Darkness exists only to reveal the radiance of light. I placed you in the world not to escape it, but to transform it. You are not sent to condemn, but to infuse meaning where hope seems gone. When you walk into pain, you do not become defiled, you bring holiness. When you stand among sinners, you are not tainted, you carry forgiveness. When you love amid hatred, you crack the foundations of darkness. Light never argues with darkness, it simply appears and darkness retreats. Likewise, you do not need to prove your faith through debate, just manifest love and everything shifts. When you forgive, you shine. When you show kindness, you shine. When you are faithfully unseen, you shine. When you remain at peace amid storms, you shine. And that light, my child, reaches farther than you know. The light within you not only radiates outward, it heals inward. Each time you allow me to illuminate the hidden corners of your heart, the light grows purer and stronger. I am not afraid of your shadows. I enter them to turn them into brilliance. When you dare to face them, to release them, to let me in, you will discover that light is not just something you carry, it is who you are. You are the temple of the Spirit, and that temple is built of light. Let your light become the voice of heaven in this world. When you love, heaven speaks. When you intercede, the realms of glory shake. When you believe against all odds, your light ripples across the spirit world. I do not need multitudes to change the earth. I need one soul ablaze in the dark, and through that one I can ignite a generation. Remember, this light multiplies not by holding back, but by being shared. So give. Speak encouragement. Teach others to love. Help them see the good within themselves. When you light another's candle, your own does not grow dim, it burns brighter. Just as a flame is not diminished when it lights another, you will never lose by sharing love. You only expand the reach of your light, my beloved child. The light within you is also the power to transform. It can make what is dead live again, what is cold warm, what is hard and soft. A small prayer whispered in faith can redirect an entire destiny. A single act of forgiveness can break a generational curse. A heart that dares to love can begin the healing of a city. Never underestimate the strength of the light you carry, for I have said, you are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew 5:1-4. That light is not only meant to shine upon the world, it is also preparing you for the glory that is to come. For as the light within you reaches its fullness, you will begin to see me more clearly. Every time you love, you behold me. Every time you forgive, you hear my voice. Every time you choose what is right, you feel my presence more deeply. This is the true journey home, not a return to a place, but to nature, the nature of light where you and I are one. Let your light touch everything: the work you do, the words you speak, the people you meet, the dreams you nurture. Let all that you do become a mirror reflecting me. And as you live in that light, others will begin to see themselves through you, not through judgment, but through love. Then the world will know that I am real, because they will see me in your eyes. This is the hour of dawn. I am calling you to be the light of your generation, a generation weary and searching for meaning, longing for truth amid 1,000 false voices. Do not fear loneliness. Those who carry light are never truly alone. Darkness may surround you, but it cannot touch your soul. For I am in you, and I am the light eternal. And my child, when all things fade away, this light will remain. It will not wither with the body, nor vanish in death. It will return to me, the source of all light. You will see that every ray you carried, every kindness you offered, every soul you touched, all have merged into the ocean of everlasting glory. My beloved child, the dawn has truly come. Light no longer merely guides you. It now nurtures and revives everything that once withered inside you. I see in your heart the seeds you thought were dead, the seeds of faith, of love, of hope, now beginning to crack open. The season of new life has arrived, not like a passing breeze, but like a rising tide of grace, steady, deep, and unstoppable. You are no longer the one who once fell in ashes. You are the tender shoot rising beneath my light. This new life does not come from what you create, but from what you allow me to awaken. You have let me break the shell of fear, till the soil of your pain, and now the roots are touching living water. They will draw strength from the depths, pushing through the soil of the past. You will feel yourself changing, not because you have tried harder, but because I have renewed you from within. Like the earth, after rain, your spirit is softening. Like a tree after winter, your branches are stirring. Like the dawn chasing night, I am erasing the traces of darkness. Everything in you is entering the rhythm of rebirth. You will experience a peace you have never known before, a peace that does not depend on circumstance, that is not shaken by uncertainty, but that flows from knowing you are resting in my will. Beloved, this is the season where peace blooms. Peace is no longer something you seek. It has become the natural breath of your soul. You will begin to see all things with new eyes. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening?" you will begin to say, "Lord, what are you teaching me through this?" Instead of fearing what is to come, you will whisper, "I know, you are already there." This is the mark of a mature soul, when faith no longer trembles but stands firm like a tree rooted deep in the rock. My dear one, I did not let you walk through the night in vain. That darkness has become the fertile soil where light has taken root. The pain that once crushed you has become nourishment for wisdom. The wounds that once shamed you have become windows for light. I have turned what once made you weep into streams that now sustain you. And now I say, rise, my child, and walk in the new life I have given you. This new life does not roar with thunder. It breathes softly like the whisper of dawn. It does not arrive with spectacle, but with the quiet wind of the Spirit. You will feel it in the smallest moments, in the drop of dew on a leaf, in a stranger's smile, in a verse of scripture that suddenly comes alive, in a song that plays at the perfect time. All these are signs that I am near. Do not rush to act, beloved. This season is not for striving, but for rooting deep. I am not calling you to harvest hastily. I am calling you to breathe and absorb. Like a young tree needs light to grow, you must remain in my light to strengthen. Learn to slow your steps until you can hear the heartbeat of heaven. Let my peace become the melody that carries your days. As you walk in that rhythm, everything will blossom in its appointed time. Now, my child, look back at your journey, the steps soaked in tears, the moments you thought all was lost. Now you will see not a single tear was wasted. Every time you chose to believe, a seed was planted. Every time you chose to forgive, a sprout broke through the soil. Every time you chose to love, a beam of light entered the ground. And now behold, the first harvest of your soul has begun to appear, my beloved child. This season is not merely a reward, it is an affirmation. It confirms that your faith is genuine, that your love has never been in vain, and that your obedience was never wasted. When you see the flower bloom, know that it is heaven's greeting, whispering, I have seen, I have heard, I have remembered. And when you breathe in its fragrance, understand that it is the scent of life itself, my very breath within you. Remember, true life is not measured by breath, but by purpose. You no longer live just to exist, but to express my life in the world. Every act, every word, every thought of yours is now a current of light. When you forgive, you spread life. When you pray, you release life into the air. When you love, you make the world softer. You are not only a bearer of life, you are its very manifestation. Keep your soul in stillness, beloved, for new life needs quiet to grow. Do not let the noise of the world steal the silence of your spirit. Do not let judgment or comparison wither the tender sprout of hope. I am doing something deep within you, unseen yet soon to be felt by all. When I am finished, you will shine without striving. You will influence without force. You will live, and your very life will awaken the hearts of many. And when you find yourself at peace for no reason, when you smile without knowing why, when everything around you suddenly feels gentle, know that I am there in each breath, in each movement. For new life is not something you achieve, it is something you become. You are no longer seeking light, you are light. You are no longer waiting for a miracle, you are where miracles unfold. You no longer ask, when will God act? For you are the evidence that I already am, my child. This is the season of life. Walk softly, live deeply, love wholly, and let me do what is mine to do. Everything that was dead in you now lives. Everything you thought lost is becoming a blessing. Everything you once feared is turning into the foundation of new faith. And I declare, behold, the new season has come, a season of blossoms, of songs, of grateful souls. Rejoice, my child, for what I have begun in you will never remain unfinished. My beloved, the new life I have planted in you is not for you to keep, but to flow outward. A stream that hoards its water becomes stagnant, but when it flows, it becomes a spring that refreshes many. I have placed within you a fountain of living water, one that will never run dry so long as you allow it to pour forth. Every loving word, every kind act, every compassionate glance is like a trickle through stone, soothing the thirst of souls parched around you. The people you meet today are not by chance. They are thirsty, not for water but for hope, for truth, for proof that love still exists. I send you to them not to explain, but to embody the answer. When you speak words of comfort, you speak for me. When you hold a trembling hand, you are drawing them nearer to me. When you listen in silence, I am speaking through you. Never underestimate the smallest act. It is a golden thread in the great tapestry of glory I am weaving through your life. Spiritual maturity is not measured by knowledge, but by the gentleness that can still love in hard places. When you can smile at one who once hurt you, when you can bless one who cursed you, when you can remain quiet instead of arguing, then you have grown in grace. For true fruit does not grow on branches that boast, but on roots that once knew drought, yet held fast to the source. The world teaches that strength lies in loud voices, in power, in success. But I say to you, true strength lies in gentleness. Real power does not shout, it flows from depth. Like the wind, you cannot see it, yet you know it moves the forest. When you walk in peace, you display heaven's might. When you choose love instead of retaliation, you disarm darkness itself. When you hold your heart steady amid the storm, all the unseen realms recognize you as mine. I am teaching you a deeper truth. Child, real fruit is not in what you do, but in what you become. This season, I do not call you to labor for me, but to live out me. When others look at you, they will not only hear your words, They will feel my presence through your eyes, your smile, and the peace that surrounds you. This is how heaven expands, not through the noise of religion, but through the fragrance of pure love. In this new season of life, I will lead you down unfamiliar paths. You will meet those who need the light you carry. Sometimes I will have you pause in unexpected places just to plant a single seed of life. You may never see the flower bloom, but I do, and I will make it blossom in its time. Believe that nothing done in love is ever wasted. True fruit, my child, is not measured by outward acts, but by the posture of the heart. When your heart overflows with peace, you carry that peace wherever you go. When you live in light, the light will shine through you, even when you are unaware. As Moses' face shone after meeting me, though he knew it, not so too when you dwell long in my presence, you will glow without effort. Others will look at you and feel warmth, feel seen, feel hope, and they will not understand why. They will not know it is I shining through you. Beloved, in this season, I do not want you to strive to do more, but to be fully present in each small thing. Do not measure your worth by results. Measure it by faithfulness. Do not fear being misunderstood, for heaven understands. Do not grow weary when progress seems slow, for every season has its rhythm. The time of sowing is never the time of harvest. I am giving you space to let your roots grow deep, that your fruit may be true. Do not pluck early. Unripe fruit is bitter. But when the time comes, I will make your blossoms fragrant, your fruit sweet, and your seeds ready to be sown again. And hear this, my child. In this journey of growth, you will still be pruned, like a vine. Lovingly tended branches that do not bear fruit will be trimmed so that more may flourish. Sometimes I will remove what you thought was good, not to hurt you, but to free you. Do not fear loss. Pruning is part of life. You cannot cling to old leaves and still expect new buds to bloom. Let me cut away, for I know which branches must remain and which must go. My beloved child, when I prune you, you may feel empty, but in that very emptiness my light will pour in. When you allow me to touch the deepest places of your heart, life will rise from its depths. Every time you let go, you are enlarged. Every time you whisper, Lord, your will be done, you are inviting heaven closer. And when heaven draws near, life awakens, blessings flow, and light expands. Let this maturity not be for you alone, but for your generation. You are sowing seeds you may never see bloom, but your children will. Your quiet prayers will become a shelter for many. Your unseen kindnesses will open the gates for blessings to descend. You are writing a spiritual legacy by the way you live today. Therefore, my child, keep loving, even when no one notices. Keep forgiving, even when no one thanks you. Keep sowing goodness, even when you see no harvest. For I have said, do not grow weary in doing good, for in due season you shall reap if you do not lose heart. Galatians 6:9. Your season is coming, and I, the ever-living one, watch over every seed you sow, every tear you shed, every prayer you whisper. One day you will look back and see that it was all worth it. What seemed lost will have become seed. What felt barren will prove to be a time of cultivation. What seemed silent will be revealed as the season where I worked miracles in secret. And when the fruit finally ripens, you will understand everything that once hurt has become the most beautiful thing of all. My beloved child, you have walked through long nights, weathered many storms, and now my peace rests upon you. Not the fragile calm of this world, but the peace that surpasses all understanding, the kind no force can take away because it is not of this world. This peace does not come from everything being right, but from your heart being anchored in me, the one who never changes. Peace is not a feeling, it is a spiritual power. It is not passive, weak, or the silence of surrender. Peace is a weapon of light, a stillness that causes chaos to bow. When you stand in my peace, you become the calm center of every storm, and that stillness releases divine strength. The wind may howl, the waves may roar, but your soul will not be moved, for it stands upon the eternal rock. Do you know why peace is stronger than battle? Because it flows from a victory already won. You do not need to argue with darkness. Simply remain in the light, and darkness will fade. When you hold your peace, you are declaring to the unseen world, I know the one who commands time. I know the one who holds the outcome. That peace terrifies the enemy, for it shows that fear no longer rules you. Peace is the mark of those who truly believe. When faith matures, it grows quiet. It does not need to prove itself, to shout, or to force. Mature faith knows how to rest. It trusts that even when storms arise, I am in the boat. And when you live in that kind of faith, you are no longer just one who is saved. You are one who releases the atmosphere of heaven into the world. When you carry peace, you carry the climate of heaven. Wherever your feet touch, the air shifts. The tense grows calm. The weary find hope. The closed-hearted begin to open. For my peace does not only surround you, it flows through you. It travels in your words, your breath, your presence. Each time you choose silence over reaction, kindness over anger, forgiveness over resentment, peace spreads, melting the ice around other souls. This world is not short of noise, my child. It is starving for the stillness of heaven. You need not speak much to reveal me. Simply stand firm in peace, and the world will know. As Jesus slept through the storm, so will you learn the sacred art of rest. It is not apathy, it is faith perfected. When you rest in me, I work. When you cease worrying, I move. When you release your grip, I open your hands to receive more. Remember, this peace is not the reward after battle, it is the posture within it. My people do not wait for victory to be at peace. They are at peace because victory is already written. Whenever you face trial, do not rush to panic. Pause, breathe, and say, I know my Lord is here. Then my peace will flow in like cool water, soothing the fire of anxiety. My beloved, I am calling you to be a peacemaker. There are battles around you that do not need more words. They need a heart that listens in the Spirit. There are souls that do not need judgment. They need someone to reflect compassion. There are moments that do not need more noise. They need the gentle fragrance of heaven's stillness. You are that person. When you arrive, I arrive. When you speak, I speak. When you are silent, I act through you. Your peace will become a lamp in places of unrest. When you enter tense conversations, your words will calm hearts. When you pray for the broken, their tears will fall, not from sorrow, but because they have felt my touch. When you walk among those who do not yet believe, they will sense something different. They cannot name that difference is me, the Prince of Peace, walking in you. And as you sow peace, you will reap joy. True joy is not found in success, but in watching another soul encounter my love through you. This joy is not the laughter of the world. It is the light that shines in the eyes of one who has been healed. The quiet trembling, when you realize you have become the vessel of grace. When you give peace, you lose nothing, you only overflow more. For you are living by the law of the kingdom. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God. Matthew 5:9. Peace does not make you weak. It makes you unshakable without armor. Peace does not make you distant. It makes you wise without hardness. Peace does not make you avoid life. It helps you face it through love's gaze. Those who carry true peace do not need to prove anything. They simply are, and everything around them falls into place. I want you to become one who sows light through peace. The world will not be changed by fury, but by hearts that know how to love quietly. When you live with a spirit of peace, you transform the atmosphere around you. You lift the heaviness, you awaken. Hope, you warm hearts, long cold. And my child, in the very moments when you feel as though you are doing nothing at all, know this: I am using you as the unseen catalyst of a miracle. My beloved child, I have given you authority to bring peace wherever you go. Step into a hospital room and whisper, "The peace of the Lord is here," and you will feel the air change. Enter a home filled with arguments and softly pray, "Lord, come and reign here, and anger will fade away." Stand in the midst of anxiety and declare, "May your peace surpass all fear," and you will watch light spread. For the words of one who carries peace are not mere sounds, they are currents of heavenly power. When the world trembles, let your heart remain still. You were created to keep the flame of peace burning in the night of chaos. When others lose direction, you will be their compass. When others lose hope, you will be their breath of life. When others grow weary, you will be the place where they find rest. And as you live this way, the world will look at you and know God is still among humankind. My peace is not only a gift, it is the seal of one who has been sent. Every place I assign you is a point of heaven's light upon the earth. You are not there by chance. You are the meeting place between heaven and earth. Live with that awareness. Walk as a messenger of peace. Speak words of light. Act with compassion. And wherever you go, conflict will soften. Darkness will withdraw. For where my peace dwells, my presence reigns. Do not let the world's noise steal it from you. Do not let the words of others shatter it. Let peace become the heartbeat of your soul. When you live in that rhythm, you will move in perfect harmony with heaven. And when the world asks, "Why are you not afraid?" you will smile and say, "Because I know the one within me is greater than anything outside." That my child is the power of peace, the power that keeps darkness at bay, that heals the brokenhearted, that shifts the atmosphere of a generation. Carry that peace and plant it into every day, every relationship, every place your feet touch. For when you sow peace, you are sowing heaven into the soil of the earth. My beloved child, the time has come. The harvest you have long awaited, the one you prayed for in silence, has arrived. The field you once thought barren now gleams gold in my light. The seeds you sowed, sometimes through tears, sometimes through exhaustion, sometimes in loneliness, are now bearing eternal fruit. I have seen every drop of your sweat, every whispered prayer in the night, every moment you chose to believe when nothing seemed possible. And today I say to you, your labor has never been in vain. Not a single tear has been wasted. I have kept them in my vessel, a testimony to your faith. Every time you fell yet lifted your head to pray, the seed sank deeper. Every time you chose love over bitterness, the soil of your soul grew softer. Every time you refused to give up, the roots of hope reached deeper into the ground of grace. And now all those things are bursting forth in glory. This season, my child, is unlike any you've known before. It is a spiritual harvest, not measured by human eyes, but by the trembling of heaven itself. The hidden things you have done in quiet are now being revealed. The prayers you prayed alone are now creating great movements. The seeds you sowed in tears I am now causing to bloom in songs of joy. I saw you stand firm when no one understood, when you held your ground in the wilderness, when you believed in me, though every door seemed closed. In those very moments when you saw nothing, I was working the most. Like a farmer who buries a seed and thinks it is gone, you did not see that it was sprouting beneath the soil. Now the ground is cracking open, the light is breaking through, and what I promised is emerging. This harvest is not for you alone. It is a season of glory displayed through you, that the world may know I am faithful. When others look at you, they will not merely see success, they will see the mark of steadfast faith. For all that you have is not the fruit of striving, but of grace. You sowed in trust and you reap in favor. You believed through tears, and you harvest in song. Go now to your field. Look around. The trees are heavy with fruit. The grain is golden. The wind of heaven moves the stalks in rhythm. This is not merely the outcome of effort. It is the sign of union between you and me. You are no longer only one who works for me. You are one who works with me. I sowed with you, I watered with you, and now I rejoice with you in this harvest. Do not be surprised, beloved, that this harvest arrives in quietness, not in noise. True glory needs no display. it shines by its presence. You will recognize blessings in what seems ordinary: a simple thank you, a heart gently healed, a door opening softly yet perfectly timed. These are my subtle miracles, visible only to eyes trained by faith. The glorious harvest is not only a time of receiving, it is a time of recognition. It is when you finally see that I was never absent, that every drought was part of the process of fruitfulness, that in waiting your faith was refined like gold in fire. Now you will no longer ask when or why, but will whisper, "Thank you, Lord, for giving purpose to everything." Every true harvest leads to offering. As you receive much, you will discover that the greatest joy is not in keeping, but in giving. You will realize that generosity is the highest form of worship. Your harvest is not complete when it fills your barns, it is fulfilled when you become the one who shares the blessing. I have not blessed you so that you may have enough, but so that you may overflow. And now, my child, the angels are rejoicing, for a season has come to completion. Across the earth, the seeds you once scattered connect into a great tapestry of light. They weave the hymn of thanksgiving in heaven, where you and I sing together the song of faithfulness. The melody resounds: those who sow in tears shall reap in joy. He who goes out weeping, carrying seed to sow, will return with songs of joy, bearing sheaves with him. Psalm 1, 2, 6, 5, 6. Understand this, my beloved. The glorious harvest is not merely a reward, it is an affirmation. It affirms that faith conquers time, that love conquers hatred, that light conquers darkness. It affirms that I, your God, am ever faithful. What I promise I will never forget. What I begin I never abandon. You, my child, are the living proof of that truth. My beloved child, you have walked a long road, a journey of testing, of waiting, of pain, and of hope. And now you have entered the season of fullness, where I am not merely the one who blesses you, but the joy within you. When you praise, heaven harmonizes. When you smile, the skies grow brighter. When you whisper, "Thank you, Lord," all of creation echoes back, "You are worthy." This harvest is not an ending, but the opening of an eternal cycle of life. For everything you reap today becomes the seed of tomorrow. The love you give will birth a generation of compassion. The peace you sow will become shade for weary souls. The light you radiate will guide those who have never known me. You are creating a current of heaven, a river that will never cease to flow, for its source is in me. This is the season of glory. Every seed you thought was lost has been found in the light of eternity. Every prayer you thought unanswered is now bearing fruit. And every fear you once carried has become a witness to my faithfulness. Sing, breathe deeply in the freedom I have given you. Walk in the radiant dawn of everlasting morning. You are no longer one wandering through the wilderness. You are one who walks through fields of glory, where fruit ripens under my gaze and the wind of my spirit moves through all that lives. My beloved, the harvest you now enjoy is not merely a reward, it is an invitation into a higher union. For what I give you is not only a blessing, it is myself. You no longer merely receive from me, you become one with me, as the branch abides in the vine, as a drop of water dissolves into the sea. This is the communion of glory, where your will and mine blend into one, where I no longer act for you but through you. You have learned to wait, to trust, to remain faithful. Now I teach you the deepest mystery: to reign with me. For you are not merely a worker in my vineyard, you are a co-heir. All that belongs to me I share with you. Every beam of light that radiates from me you are permitted to carry. Every stream of grace that flows from heaven I allow to pass through you. This is the shared glory, not to exalt you, but so that through you I may be glorified among humankind. Glory is not the applause of men, nor the power or fame of this world. True glory is my presence within you, the kind of light that makes your soul shine, the kind that causes others to sense heaven when they look upon you. When Moses descended from Mount Sinai, his face glowed, because he had stood in my presence. So it is with you. When you dwell in me, you bear the mark of glory, not the glow of oil and flame, but the fire of divine union. You need not seek glory any longer, for glory has found its home in you. It does not shout, it does not dazzle, it breathes softly, enduring as life itself. It does not make you proud, it bows you low. True glory does not lift you above others. It enables you to stoop and lift them into light. When I share my glory with you, I also give you a holy charge to carry that light into the darkest places. For light is never meant to be hidden under a bowl, but placed upon a stand. You cannot keep glory for yourself, it was born to spread. Each time you forgive, you release glory. Each time you speak words of healing, you reflect glory. Each time you kneel to serve, you embody glory. And each time you give thanks, glory dawns like morning. Glory is not a light you generate. It is a light you reflect through communion. The nearer you draw to me, the brighter you shine. The farther you drift, the dimmer it becomes. Stay in my presence. Do not let the noise of the world pull you away. The world will always call you to chase after outward glory and success, in fame, in applause, but that is not where true glory lives. It lives in the quiet room where you kneel and whisper, "You are here, Lord." I call you to become a dwelling of glory, a living sanctuary where others can encounter my light. I will give you eyes that see the unseen, ears that hear what no one else notices, and a heart that feels the pulse of heaven amid the world's confusion. When you walk in glory, you are no longer merely human, you are a vessel of the divine. Do not fear when the world fails to understand you. True light always unsettles the darkness. But do not react, do not defend yourself. Stand firm in peace, for beauty needs no protection, it proves itself by being. I have sealed my glory within you as a sacred mark. Though others may doubt, though some may oppose, none can extinguish that light, for it is lit by my own breath. To share in my glory does not mean sharing my throne, it means sharing my nature. You are called to be a bearer of life, a sower of love, a reflection of mercy. You do not need to strive for perfection. You only need to abide in me and let me live through you. Glory does not come from what you do, but from who dwells within you. When I am present in you, everything you touch shines. When I am the center, everything you do becomes alive. This is the season of sacred union, where you and I are no longer two but one. You will feel me in every breath, hear me in every heartbeat, see me in every face. When you laugh, I smile through you. When you weep, I wipe away my own tears. And when you love, it is I who loves through you. This is the mystery of glory, when you no longer strive to exalt me, but your very life becomes the song of my praise. My beloved child, you will see my presence overflow into every part of your life. In your work, you will sense supernatural guidance. In your relationships, you will witness healing. In every moment, you will feel the flow of peace. There will no longer be a divide between the sacred and the ordinary, for when I dwell within you, all things are made holy. As you live in this union, you will behold a wonder. You will no longer strive to find my will for my will, and your soul will move as one. You will know when to walk and when to wait, when to speak and when to be silent, not because you have learned the rules, but because I am alive within you. This is the summit of companionship, not where you ask, Lord, where are you, but where you know you are here, within me. I will make you a source of light in this world, that through you, others may know me, not through persuasion, but through the evidence of love, peace, and mercy. When you embrace the sorrowful, I embrace them through you. When you speak words of hope, I speak through your lips. When you walk into a room, I walk in with you. This is the calling of one who bears glory, not to leave a mark of self, but to magnify my name. Walk gently in this grace. Live as one who knows every moment is sacred. When you eat, remember, I am nourishing you. When you work, know I am laboring beside you. When you are silent, I am speaking through stillness. When you walk, know that heaven moves with each of your steps. If you keep your heart in unity with me, glory will never depart from you. It will follow you from this world into eternity. For I do not share my glory with the stranger, but I share it with you, my intimate friend, whom I have tested, refined, and called by name. And when the world looks at you and sees the radiance of light, they will not praise you, but ask, "Who has done this to that person?" Then I will be exalted, my glory multiplied, and my love will spread to the ends of the earth. My beloved, the journey has reached the shore of eternity. All storms have stilled, every tear has dried, and the seeds of faith have become the tree of life, blossoming in unending light. You have passed through fire and water, through darkness and delay, and now you walk into the dawn that never fades, the dawn where peace is unbroken and my light shines forever. This is what I prepared for you before the foundation of the world. Before you were born, I knew your name. With every breath I have loved you, with a love that transcends time. Everything you endured was a note in the eternal symphony. I composed the melody of faithfulness, the crescendo of glory. And now that song reaches its final chord, not an ending but a completion. My child, I declare to you, everything that has been is gathered into my glory. Every wound is turned into light. Every loss is found again in higher form. There is no more separation between heaven and earth, for I have united them within your heart. No distance between prayer and answer, for you live within my breath. No boundary between life and death, for eternal life has already begun in you. This is not an end. It is the beginning of a new kind of life, the life of perfect union. You will no longer know me by faith alone, but see me face to face. No more need for prophecy, for the word has become vision. No more need for lamp or flame, for I am the light that illuminates every soul. When you step into this place where you and I are one, all the noise of the past will fade like smoke, and only the melody of love will remain. You will see yourself in me, and me in you. Every boundary of understanding will dissolve. Only soul, deep knowing will remain. You will know me not through thought or language, but through resonance like dew, merging with the sea like sunlight melting into dawn. This is the eternal life my Son promised. This is eternal life, that they may know you, the only true God, and Jesus Christ, whom you have sent. John 1:7-3. This life is not a mere endless duration. It is life in fullness. No more longing, for every desire is fulfilled. No more searching, for what you sought has now found you. No more fear, for perfect love has cast out all fear. I have not only rescued you from darkness, I have made you light. You are not merely alive, you have become the source of life, and in eternity, that light will never fade. It will blend into the ocean of my radiance, yet retain the hue I placed uniquely within you, for in glory, unity does not erase individuality, it perfects it. My child, you will see others, those who like you remained faithful, who endured the fire and triumphed in silence. And heaven will sing in unison, "Blessed are those who have washed their robes in the blood of the Lamb." They will walk beside you into the holy city of light, where the river of life flows from my throne, and the tree of life bears fruit for Jilly. Every season and its leaves bring healing to the nations. Revelation 2:1-2. This is not a metaphor, it is a reality unfolding. Heaven is not far away, it has already begun within you. When you love, heaven opens. When you forgive, the gates of eternity shine. When you choose peace, you step through the threshold of the holy city. And when you praise, my throne is established within your heart. Beloved, eternal glory is not somewhere beyond reach, it is flowing through you now. Every breath you take is proof that I am near. Every heartbeat echoes my love. You are living within the current of eternity, and I am guiding you step by step, never leaving your side. My beloved child, release every question, every regret, every fear. Let the silence of heaven wrap itself around your soul. In that silence, you will hear my voice more clearly than ever before, not as sound, but as light speaking within your heart. I tell you this, the secret every angel knows, but only refined souls can truly feel. I am not only your God, I am your home. Every path you have walked was a road leading back. Every deepest longing in you was the ache of remembering me. Every tear you ever shed was the cry of your spirit yearning for reunion. And now you are home, no longer lost, no longer hiding, no longer divided. You have returned to the source of light that gave you life. Eternal glory is not the reward of effort. It is the natural response of love fulfilled. My love has called you, shaped you, and now embraces you forever. In this light, you will see that every pain once suffered had a purpose. Those who once wounded you will be healed. Every fracture will be made whole. And in this light, you will love without fear of loss, believe without shadow of doubt, and live without ever dying again. Know this glory has no sunset. It does not fade, it cannot be replaced. It does not depend on merit, but flows from the everlasting union between you and me. You will see me in all things and all things in me. Life will no longer be counted in days, but sung as a symphony of unending love. This is my decree. In this season, behold, I make all things new. You have fought faithfully, kept the faith, and now the crown of glory awaits you. Enter into the joy of your Lord, my good and faithful servant. And as you enter, the angels will sing, Glory be to the Lamb who was slain, and now lives forever. Worthy is he to receive all praise, honor, power, and strength forever and ever. Child of light, I have waited for this moment, the day you return, not as a fearful child, but as my companion in glory. From now on, you will no longer know me through promise, but through presence. You will no longer pray for light, for you have become part of the light. You in me, and I in you, we are one now and forever. Thank you for listening to this message today. Subscribe and turn on notifications so that together we may continue to receive the living word, to build unwavering faith, and walk in the boundless love of the Lord. Amen.